one of the just talking to you right now is making me feel like my vibrations are going through the roof. Are you
Oh,
feeling
that's
any
good.
different than you did before you talked to me? Because it feels
Uh,
like you're
yeah,
raising me spiritually, kind of.
yeah. I usually find when I'm talking to people like yourself that my vibration gets raised anyway. It does anyway, and it has tonight, yeah, for sure. Um, Sometimes it goes too high and I lose connection with the person I'm interviewing. That happens, that's happened loads. I can feel myself going really high. I just can't describe it, but I just feel it. And the next thing, boom, lose connection. It happens so many times.
You lose connection on the app you're talking
Yeah,
to
and the
them
app I'm
through,
talking,
or
yeah.
you lose connection with reality
Yeah,
yourself, or maybe
lose
both.
connection with the, usually like I was talking to you now, we just suddenly get cut off. And then it brings, of course, my vibration comes
Oh,
back
okay.
down, and then I carry on talking again. So, yeah, I don't know why that is, but I have a theory is I don't know properly what it is. It's just I don't know. I don't. I think it's sometimes best not to think about things too much. You know, you are what you are, and you know. But I don't know, but it just happened. I found out. But
Sometimes it takes away from the magic
yeah, the
of
magic.
what's
Yeah,
going on to
of
maybe
course.
think
Yeah,
too much about
I've been
the
guilty of
nuts and
that.
bolts of it.
Yeah, I've been guilty of that too much in the past, thinking too much about stuff. You know, and sort of why this, why that, and it's just like nah. It is what it is. You know.
And a lot of times I feel there's been a number of times the last couple months, I want to say, I've been feeling your presence on and off. You probably didn't consciously know it, but I would feel like a burst of really positive
Really.
energy from you, even though I hadn't talked to you in like a couple weeks or anything.
God,
I was like,
that's
man,
interesting.
I'm feeling a really. I just start thinking about you, and I'd be like, man, I'm feeling a really positive vibe from old John, man.
Yeah. Oh,
And so I
thank
would
you.
send positive energy
Yeah, thank you for
back to
that.
you. So
No,
I
that's
think on
nice.
some level, we're on some subconscious spiritual level, there's a communication, and it may
Yeah,
go back, before me or you were even born. This
yeah,
the things that led up to this moment, me being a part of this community together, may have been emotion.
yeah.
I do believe that, and that's
Mm.
interesting too, because my cousin, the one I mentioned in a few interviews and stuff, the one who died from a
Yeah,
drug overdose a number of years back,
yeah.
he came to me. He came to me not too long ago. I want to say last a couple weeks ago. But as I was going to bed, I felt his presence, and he was telling me he was really glad that I was helping you get back into music,
Did he?
and
Oh, well, that's got to be recently then, because it's only been the last few months. Yeah, I've been doing it, so it must have
yeah,
been the last few
he
months. Cause
was
oh
he
wow,
was really glad for my encouragement, and
yeah,
he was showing me the reason I didn't make it music like the first time I set out to do it was partly so I could help you get back into it,
oh
because we had the same story,
yeah,
so to speak.
I know.
So that, and it sucked how it turned out for us both in a way, but at the same time, we might not have came together in this
Well,
way,
yeah,
because
true. Well,
maybe that's
think
better
about it.
this way.
Think about it. Logically, you know, if your first proper go been a success, if my last go or previous goes have been a success, we probably wouldn't be talking now. We wouldn't really be talking now. We wouldn't have gone in this paths that we were on. We wouldn't be speaking now. I probably wouldn't have spoken to your mother because I wouldn't have probably gone down that path for the interviews. I probably wouldn't even have done Wonderful World of Weirdness the way I did if my music was a success. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Everything
so
links, yeah.
so
Everything,
I
you know
I
what I mean?
think in a way, both of us, especially you, being the guy that got this whole thing going here, you've touched a lot more lives actually directly
Hmm.
that way. But you can still do the music too. You can bring the music back into it, but
Yeah,
maybe in a way that touches more people directly.
yeah.
So that was another.
I think this spell. The reason I haven't done much this last few months is because I'm in this like growth spell. Well, once I come out of it, then I will start to get everything going properly. Then I think I'm pretty much know that. And it's weird. I made a video for over a month on any channels or anything, and I said to my son in the week, I said, "Oh, I'm going to pack in now. I haven't done it now for a month or so. I might as well just leave it go. It's not meant to be." And then you contact me about doing this tonight, and then I had an idea for a game video which I did earlier, and it's just like, whoa, you know.
Kind of weird how it lines up, because I knew I was getting off work a little earlier anyway, so I was like, oh, maybe John will be. I remember he said a while back he'd be available Fridays for interviews, so I was like, if I'm getting off work earlier, I'll ask him.
Only Tuesday this week I had this done, so like it's telling you earlier, where I could shut my door so I could have more privacy to talk later at night, and only this week I had it done. So if you'd have said to me a week ago about doing it, I could have done it, but I would have been more on edge because I'd see people going back and forth, and I'd be looking around this. But as now, it's just much better. It's just funny how it all, you know. I've said it all along. Life is a jigsaw. It's just, and you put your last piece in when you're ready to leave the earth. But the whole, it's like you've got a 1,000-piece jigsaw, and you just put a little piece here. That works, and that's what you do throughout your life. And then when you come to the last piece, boom, you go. You've done your job. You move on. That's my view on life and what we're doing now. You know, it's my view on it. Yeah,
it's like a big jigsaw puzzle. Yeah. So I think maybe the music. And see, that's what I was telling Roger too, because he was like, it'd be really good if you and old John would sit down in an interview with me, like a real time interview, and you guys both talk about, you know, your bids to build music careers and how it failed, and then how it's led to you guys being who you are today and doing what you do, you know. Yeah. And talk about how you're, you know, that we both sit down and tell our stories, and maybe it'll help, you know, touch other musicians who went through the same things or going through the same things, and help keep them going too. That's so true, maybe I think that would be a great. Yeah, I think that would be a great thing for us to do. Me and you sit down together with Roger, and he has us tell our stories about, you know. Remember the comments section with that interview you did with Russia Waves, where we talked about we talked about our stories a little bit. That could be the gist of the interview, and hopefully other musicians who are struggling, you know, will see that, and they'll be like, okay, well, this happened to John and Austin. Look at the music they've created and still continue to create, and you know, the collaboration they're working on, and how it's kind of turned into a blessing in disguise. Maybe that'll happen for me, so I won't give up on the music, kind of thing.
Yeah, that's
and
true.
Maybe
it's very true. Yeah, you just don't know whose lives you can touch anyway. You even just living the life that you live, you don't realize how you affect other people's lives. Anyway, I'm a great believer in that. I'm not sure if I told you. I may have told your mum before. Years ago, when I was doing all my creepy videos back in my heyday, I had
a weird world.
I had a message from someone saying that their autistic son watches all my videos every single day. He doesn't watch any other TV but my videos, and that he loves them. And I said, oh my God, that's such a nice thing to say, you know what I mean? And I felt bad then when I eventually stopped doing them, but I had to because of the way I was. Virtually, I just could no longer do them. But it just makes you think, and a while back, my partner was trying to move from the job she was to be into the job she's in now, and it took a while to happen, you know, for it to come out and everything. And she was like a bit, you know, thinking, oh, why hasn't it happened? What have you? And I said to her, it hasn't happened. I said, because you don't realise the lives you're touching, because all the people, what it was, I go to a shop with my partner, and she see one of her ex-patients, all come over to her, hugging her, because they like her, so she's been so nice to them, and you know what I mean, she's touched their lives. And I say, you don't realise how much people's lives you're touching, and you've got to like adapt from there to go to another stage of your life, you know. And you've got to sometimes, you know, their life isn't ready for you to not touch them people's lives anymore, you know what I mean. You've got to do so much, and then you can move on to the next stage, and that's exactly what happened then in the end of it, you know. And it's the same with me with my creepy videos. When I stopped them, I was in limbo for a while, and eventually now I'm sort of got a light at the end of the tunnel now, just sort of doing like this sort of stuff and what have you, my podcast. So there's, say one door closes, another one opens, so to speak, isn't it?
Yeah,
So
absolutely. And it's a wonderful thing you're doing. I mean, it truly is the wonderful, wonderful being key word, the wonderful world of weirdness. It's
mm,
the way I think you were guided to have it be a more personal thing than it was with Weird World, with the interviews like what we do now.
yeah,
And then of course, Roger getting people into the series that he started, because me and him worked together. I've really bonded with him.
yeah.
And,
He's
and me and his relationship's absolutely an awesome positive thing for me too.
yeah,
So I mean, it in a way, it's been a huge blessing maybe to more people
yeah,
than it would have been had you. Now you could have made it music and sold out arenas and stadiums all over the
yeah.
world,
I know, I know, I
but
know what you mean.
that you may not have.
Yeah, I
You
know what
may
you're
not have
saying.
touched
Yeah,
you may not touch the lives you've touched here.
mm,
So this may be much better. And same with me.
yeah.
I wouldn't have been here. Me and you may not have known each other at all, or
Oh, it wouldn't
we
have
may
happened.
have
No, definitely not.
we may have
Never.
butted heads. Oh,
Yeah,
Austin and John, the two worldwide music titans, can't stand each other because they're in a competition for who's the most
yeah.
famous or
The
some.
hypers.
Who knows how that.
No,
But
yeah, yeah. You just don't know, do you? That's the thing I try more more in life than I'll ever, like when I make a video. If I have one person say, "Oh, I really need to hear this today. I really need to watch this today," that is what I want more than getting 1,000 views, which is nice, yes, or 100 views. That's nice, yes, but it doesn't. But when you get when you know you've done something that connects with someone, you think, yes, that's what I'm here for. This is what I want to do, and that's what I want to do. And whatever means, for music, for videos, I'm open. Whatever will be. I'm just open for the ride. You know what I mean? I used to sort of be focused on one thing and just did it religiously. Now I just do whatever, whatever I'm led to. I go, I'm guided now. I just tend to be. That just tends to be me now. I just go with the flow, so to speak.
I remember with Weird World, like people would give you stories and you would tell them, which
Yeah,
it was good. It was a good format, and I enjoyed it.
yeah,
And I listened to them religiously, but at the same time, it wasn't as personal because you didn't talk to people, so it
no,
wasn't as much of a
no,
of
it
a
wasn't. No.
community. So it was kind of it's a good thing you were guided more towards the wonderful world of weirdness. I
Yeah,
think because it's become more of a personal community, and you forge connections with people you otherwise wouldn't have forged with. Like,
yeah,
I'm more connected with you now. I'm connected with Roger, whereas I
yeah,
wouldn't have been before, and that's great. Like I said, I met Mark Edworthy through it. He's a cool dude.
mm.
Um, Bob Dub, of course. Of
Have
course, me
you?
and Mom come together over it, and that's a good thing, always, as always. So I do think you were guided in that, and then of course, me and you being more connected, I can encourage you to do music and
Mm.
help keep you going, because I know, and
Yeah, I
and
know.
I'm going to continue to pour that encouragement on you.
Oh yeah.
So
Have you met Mr. Robot? Have you spoke to him or Minds?
I haven't spoken to him, but
No.
I know who he
Yeah.
is. I need to get back on the chat and talk to
Yeah.
him, because me and him
Yeah.
uh, me and him and Roger have been working on the Everything About Aliens series together, but me
Yeah.
and Mr. Robot have been like passing ships because we're like in such different time zones that
Yeah.
Roger, he does the recordings for him separately, but I need to get on there and talk to him. So when I start posting some of my YouTube videos and stuff for music and stuff, I'll talk to him a little more, because he's a pretty cool guy too.
Yeah. He is
from what I've
very
from what I've
knowledgeable.
seen.
Very knowledgeable. I did one interview with him, and it was like, well, it was weird. It was almost like part of it, almost like we were trying to outdo each other. You know what I mean? You tell a story, and I tell a story. Even like you wouldn't bat an eyelid. You tell him something like you think it's really out there, and he said, "Oh yeah, I did such a what?" You know what I mean? It was like really. It was really cool. He's a really cool guy, you know. I sort of like disabled my account on Minds at the moment because I had no time for it. I mean, in the future when I got more time, who knows, may come back. But at the moment, I disabled it for now. So,
Oh, okay. Yeah,
so
I know you said you weren't on there recently, but yeah, I need to get back on there. I'm working on getting my watermark or my logo, as you can see on that flag
oh
behind
yeah,
me. I'm
it's
getting it
nice.
uploaded on
It's good.
my Minds profile and getting it. I'm working with Roger trying to get it looking good. So, and then I'm going to start posting more videos and I'll get back into the chat a little more and stuff.
Yeah.
And I'll keep you updated on that.
Okay.
And then of course, me and you will keep our collaboration going.
Yeah. Sorry, I need to get back on it.
Oh,
I've not been because my partner was off and then she was ill and then this week it's just been nothing bad been happening. There's just been stuff going on in the house. Like I had my wiring finished this week for the LAN, and then I was like setting up all my consoles onto the LAN, and I've been doing different things. I've been sort of being distracted with other stuff. Nothing bad. There's anything going on.
oh yeah.
But I will get back into it. But
I mean, yeah, like I said, work at the pace
yeah,
that you're able to. You know, you got to put your everyday responsibilities first.
yeah,
But yeah, we'll keep moving forward on that,
definitely.
and then of course, you know, if you want to collaborate with me on any material, you can always send me
Yeah, I
stuff
will.
too.
I
So
still got
that'll
the second song to send you the lyrics of that I did. I haven't even tried to record that yet. That was a lot harder to do that one than the first one actually. But I sort of got something to sort that out as well. But I did that about a month ago, and I've just gone on my head now about it. I forgot that I'd done it, so we'll sort that out. Um,
oh yeah, it'll
so
be great. And then of course too, I want to try to do that. I want us to try to do that interview with Roger where we talk about our
yeah,
musical journey, like
I know.
our
I just been
failures
trying.
to make a career of it, but how we're turning it into a good thing, you know, here
Yeah,
down the
I
road.
know.
And
We'll have to do something. Yeah. I think might be an idea is if we get one of the songs like you know I'm trying to help you with, like if you get when I get the lyrics to you, and if you get a check time, we can get like one of the songs done. We could like show you could show him like something I've helped you with on this, just to sort of, and then could do the show around that or something maybe. Maybe if I said maybe
yeah,
a few months ago
absolutely.
because I haven't even sent you the lyrics yet for it, but you know what I mean. Um, Because something like that, maybe something to aim for, you know. So if we've got something to show as well, I think that might be better. I think it'd be better as well. Um,
It'll be it'll kind of be uplifting. I'm hoping a lot of musicians who've you know tried to have careers with it and have failed and are depressed about it and thinking
yeah,
about giving up on it, you know, see our interview and they're like, oh well, look at these two guys. They failed, but they're still doing what they love
yeah,
and they came together, you know, maybe because they they failed to build a career at it and they've touched us and kept us going. You know, who knows, maybe someday some musician that does get really famous or something will look back and say
yeah,
my biggest inspirations were old John and Austin Todd, you know.
yeah.
And then
I think the thing now, like about mountaineers, how many how many mountains do these mountaineers have climbed Mount Everest and what have you? How many mountains did they fail to climb before they got there? And we
yeah,
don't know them figures. We only see, oh, this man's conquered Everest. But how many mountains did he not get up, or did he have to turn back? You know, we don't know about that. We don't know about the failures. But the failures aren't
yeah,
failures.
you never.
They're not failures. They're like stepping stones. And okay, you go up them, you might
Mm-hmm.
have to come back down. But the step you learn from them, they're stepping stones. Okay, you go up them, you have to come back down. Yes, but because you created them stones, when you go back into it, you go climb them stones before you make the next stone. But if you didn't have that failure, or as you call it, or I call it a stepping stone, you would have to start from like rock bottom again. But because you've had the experience, you don't start from rock bottom because you think, oh, I'm halfway there already because I've done all this, done that, and then you go back up again. So it's not really a failure. You look logically that way. It's not a failure. It's a stepping stone. Every time you go up,
Yeah,
you may have to come back down. But when you go up again, you go up much better than the time you did before because you've got that experience from the first stepping stone. So it's like even if you look at these things they knock into the mountains to pull the ropes up. Even if you just call it like that, like a hook and the mountain, like
Like
you can
the
look at it,
pikes.
yeah, like that. You look at it like that, because you think um, it's like your music now is probably better than it was when the time when you fell before. Things are better about it now than they were before. Is that right, or would you say wrong?
Yeah,
Well, there we are
yeah.
then.
And I'm approaching it from a lot more of a healthy
Yeah,
perspective too.
that's it. Yeah,
So it's and see
that's
that
it.
that's something I'll go into detail when we talk to
Yeah,
Roger and we
same here.
showcase some of the things we finished. It's
Yeah.
I'm approaching it from, I used to think I had to do so much in a day, and I had to.
Mm-hmm.
I was really pushing myself to the point where I just burnt myself out and kind of
Yeah.
was on the brink of a nervous breakdown
Yeah, I
and
know.
all that. And
I've done that as well myself in the past. It's
you
ridiculous.
know, I, I was approaching it, and I got to get famous now because when I'm not going to have the energy to do this when I'm older. So I got to get famous while I'm still young, and I have the energy, and I got to be selling out arenas and stadiums all over the world and selling millions of albums and
Yeah.
this, that, and the other. And it was just crazy. I got to be like as big as Elvis and the Beatles and all that. And
Yeah, I know
I
what you
was
mean.
really pressuring myself. I kept myself like in a gripped in tight in a vice, but it wasn't a healthy way of looking at it. It
No,
really.
of course not. No.
So I mean, so it's improved in. I'm back to it became about everything but the music in a lot of ways. I
Mm.
started wanting to just be known, be famous, and all
Mm.
that. So I was kind of losing sight of the joy of the
Yeah.
music, pressure myself and pushing myself that hard. So that's one major improvement, as the phoenix rises from the ashes of the
Mm.
old, so to speak.
Mm.
That's one major improvement, is coming at it with a more healthy perspective and being more open to the ideas of other musicians and stuff, such as yourself, that give me feedback and
Yeah.
and things. So that's it. And of course, the love of it is helping me
Mm.
play better and sing better too. Just the love, it is just kind of feeding that and the healthier perspective. So yeah, it's improved actually quite a bit. And then
Mm.
maybe that's why it happened. Maybe
Yeah.
maybe I was out of touch with the way God wanted me to be doing it in the first place. So he had to knock me down and say, "Hey, this is not how you need to be doing this." And I had to go through a lot of terrible things leading up to this point, to
Yeah.
kind of find my way back to it. And then I found my way back to it at a time when maybe you needed encouragement to get back into it too. Is what
Yeah.
my cousin seemed to be telling me that night he came to me. He's like, he kept telling me, keep encouraging old John. He's got some good stuff in him still yet that people need to
Yeah.
hear.
Funny enough, I was only thinking about the other day. I wrote a 2.5 hour set for the band I was in 1990 called Wildfire, and but when I look back at it and I try and sing the songs now, the key was like way low. It wasn't comfortable for me. I couldn't get. And I think to myself, why was I singing in that key? But at the time, you just were going along with everybody else because you were in a band and you were just going along with the songs. Whereas the songs I'm writing now, which no one's heard yet, but they will. Like the song you heard me sing on, I tried for your song. I had trouble singing that song because it was right up here. I couldn't get my voice to it to get the power to it. It was too high a key for me to sing. Stuff that I write for myself, on acoustic and stuff, that is my key, and my voice is like totally different. It's like, and I thought no one's hardly heard this. You know what I mean? I really need to get this out. I need people to hear the way I can properly sing. So I surprised myself how powerful my voice actually is. I didn't actually know until I actually started doing it. I thought, oh my god, I got quite a bit of power here, you know. So yeah, I'm looking forward to the future to seeing what people see when I can get motivated to get it all together.
Yeah,
I'm
you're
not
you're
dismotivated. I'm just going with with the flow. It's just difficult with my son being home, but um, I'm also at the point to know that yes, it's difficult, and yes, this is a time of growth for me. But this is also a special time as well because my older sons, I can hardly remember when they were this age. When I can't hardly remember them when they were 8 years of age and stuff like. So I know this is a special time, and we get on well, and it's a special time, and before we know it, everything will be sorted out. We're back at school, whatever. But it's like I'm sort of wise enough to know this is a special time, even though it's difficult for me because it's restrictive because I can't do my shows or what have you. I also know that it is a special time, and I should embrace that and just get on with it and enjoy it while it's here, because it won't be forever. In a few years, you'll be a teenager, won't hardly want to speak to me, and you know what I mean, and have you, and lock himself in his room all day and hardly see him. Come out for meals, and about it. I won't see him at all.
Yeah,
So,
he'll be the rebellious kid, rebelling against his parents, so to speak, and all that. So.
Yeah, so you know what I mean.
So yeah,
you can see the positives.
That's the good thing about what's going on now. That it's it's the blessing.
Yeah.
And in a way, you guys are healing each other too.
Yeah. Because he is a healer as well. I had a very bad neuralgia in my mouth years ago, and it was really painful. I was taking paracetamol and ibuprofen. I had to take it all at the same time because to get rid of the pain, it was really bad. And he came up to me and he touched me on the face. He said, I'll get rid of it, Dad. He said, like that. Within a minute, it was gone. Never had it back. I've had twinges of it, but I'd never had it back. He completely got rid of it for me. It was completely gone. And I thought, wow. He was about 3 years of age, then 4 years of age, he did that. You know what I mean? That's...
Damn.
But now, he said, I'll heal you, Dad. And he doesn't. He just goes off and watches TV. He forgets. He's got to do it. He doesn't do it at all now, But...
That's amazing.
Yeah,
that's good. That's incredible, man.
Yeah. So we try and encourage. We don't discourage it. We try and encourage him. We don't talk about it all the time. Just if he mentions it, we encourage it. But we don't we're open to bring him up to the way he wants to be brought up. We don't want to just the fact that I'm a healer. He is a healer, but maybe as he grows up, he may not want to be one. If you know what I mean. So I've got to just be open to whatever he wants to talk about. I'll help him out. If he doesn't want to, then it's fine. It's totally up to him, So that's how we.
Yeah, because if you push it too hard on him and he doesn't want to be, I'll just push him further away from it. So if he's meant to be, he'll be guided back to it. That's how you got to let it kind of play itself out.
Yeah.
And another thing I was thinking would be interesting with me and you, do you know do you know how to astral project or lucid dream at will, or is that an ability you've had in the past, or
not at will? No, I've done it, but not at will. I can't. Not one of these people I can just, I can't like that. No, I can't. Not yet, anyway. No.
Yeah, me either.
No, you can't either. Oh, okay. I did.
I have out of body experiences and lucid dreams once in a great while, but I can't do them at will. I was thinking about I was thinking about asking you if you were able to do it at will, and we happened to be asleep at the same time, you could come into my dream and tell me I'm dreaming, and then I know I'm dreaming and I can control my dream, or vice versa, but neither one of us can do it. Neither one of us can really do it at will, so it's hard to.
Yeah, I'll try it sometime, but the problem is that when I'm pretty asleep, you're probably awake. That's the trouble. So it's not probably going to.
Yeah, or sleeping. Us being in different time zones like we are, our sleeping schedules are different. So that would be, I'd have to get on Discord and ask you hey, John, you going to sleep right now? I'm getting ready to go to bed. And then we'll try to link up in the dream world. Yeah. And me and Roger, he's only an hour behind me.
All right.
But he's
tried with him then.
He doesn't. I don't think he sleeps as much as I do because he's
a vampire, Roger.
Yeah, he doesn't. Sometimes he doesn't sleep anywhere near as much as me. No, so he might.
He needs to look after himself better. He's you know, told me the other day he's up all night playing a game. Rod, you can't do that all the time. You know, it's not just say he does it all the time, but you can't do that. You know, it's bad for your health. Keep doing that. You know. But
Yeah,
then I think he overslept. He didn't know he missed your show. Then did he, or something last week? Was it last week or the week before?
yeah.
Yeah.
Me and mom we're sitting down to do the mystery show. We couldn't get a hold of him. I'm like, Roger, where are you?
Yeah.
He turns out he fell asleep. So I messaged you. I was like, hey, you heard from Roger?
Yeah. So I messaged him to say that you were looking for him, and he never replied to me. I know he's obviously fine,
Yeah,
but
he
at least he
fell.
never replied. Yeah, I know he's fine, like, but
Yeah, he fell asleep. So I mean, yeah, he was pushing himself. He even said he was pushing himself way too hard and
yeah, he
doing
can't
way
do
too
that.
much. And you know that was what that's what I did with my music. That one time I just got so wrapped up in it
Yeah.
because I had to have a career in it now, and
Yeah,
it
I've done
wasn't.
it. I
It,
gave up
it crashed me.
I gave up a full time job because I thought I was going to make it in the band I was in at one time in April 1990. Yeah, I did. I gave up in March or April. I gave up a job because I was thinking, oh, my band's going to make it, and we didn't. But I did. I believed in myself that I was going to do it, but it didn't happen. So yeah, I've done. That's me being very reckless. I've never done that since. Thank God, I've been that reckless since. And now I'm semi-retired. So that's the end of that.
I'm trying to get semi. I'd like to retire younger myself, and then maybe I can devote more of my time to my
Yeah,
music and maybe wonderful. Hell, I'd even like to do a lot more with you and Roger on the Wonderful World of Weirdness. But right now, my work schedule is,
yeah,
that's I gotta work a minimum of 45, 50 hours a week at least. So that's
yeah.
that's a lot of my time. If I Now I remember you saying a while back, didn't you visualize yourself kind of being retired at a younger age?
Uh, yeah. At 16, I said I'm going to retire at 50, and a week before my 51st birthday, I finished work to look after my son, stay at home dad, and I haven't worked since, other than what I've done on Wonderful World of Weirdness. Because I was full time self employed for a couple of years, about 2 3 years on it. I was full time, but not anymore, of course. Yeah,
Hmm.
so yeah, I did that. Yeah, I said it when I was 16 and 50, just before I was 51, I finished. So there we go.
So
That
you
was that.
spent a number of years
Yeah,
visualizing that early
yeah,
retirement, for so to speak, before you finally got to manifest.
yeah. So
and 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 then of course, the Wonderful World of Weirdness. You were That was your living kind of
yeah,
for
it was for a few years. Yeah, yeah, it was.
for a while. So, and,
I
and
I
Weird
went in.
World too.
I went into that like a bull at a gate. I'd never been into anything so much other than my music when I first did it, and when I went to Wonderful World of Business, because that was a call in. I sure I did tell you the story of that, didn't I? Before how I started it,
Which
Wonderful World of Weirdness.
Wonderful World of Weirdness or Weird World?
No, Wonderful World of
Or
Weirdness. It was
uh,
a call in to do it. It was a. I kept seeing visions of me every night, making videos, vid, dreams of me making videos, making films and stuff like that. Every single night, like a light bulb being switched on. I couldn't sleep properly because I've seen it every single night. Eventually, I said to myself, right, I will do it if somebody can teach me how to do it. I will do it. And the next 2 nights, I had a brilliant night's sleep. Oh, brilliant, it's over with. My son came up to see me, and I didn't know he was a YouTuber. So he showed me the basics, the program I had on my computer, how to get started. So again, I held back for another 2 weeks, and again, I had all these dreams in my head every single night. And then eventually I made my first video, and it was like the biggest relief that I've ever had in my life. And then from then on, I slept like a log. And that was it. It was a calling. I was pushed to do it.
oh, okay.
So,
I remember you saying you were guided to do it,
yeah, I
but
was.
but you didn't go into the details of how
Yeah.
you got like started on the technical end of things, how your son should get. Okay, so yeah,
It
now I know
was
more of the story.
Windows Movie Maker, I think I used, something like that. The very first program I used. Now I use
That's
what do I use? Wondershare for more. I use now. That's what I use now. So yeah, so that's how I started, and It's something else I've learned in the last few months. Sometimes you sort of get guided, like I was in Wonderful World of Weirdness, and some people will hold on to that for all their lives. No, I was guided here, and they just keep on going. If things are falling apart, they keep on because I was guided, and I got shown. Sometimes you're guided to go here, to lead to there, to lead to there, to lead to here. No, you see what I mean? It's
Yeah.
just because that was my calling, doesn't mean I had to stay doing that. Or maybe I do it in a different direction, which I'm still doing technically now, YouTubing, but I'm doing it in a different direction. You see what I'm trying to say? Yet some people just hold on steadfast. Oh, I've got to do this. This is a corner. I've got to keep on doing it. And I got shown no. You sometimes you get shown to go left, and then a month later to go right, and you think, well, why am I going right when you told me to go left? But it's like you're shown to go left to meet this person who now you can speak to when you go right, which you wouldn't have met if you hadn't gone left. You see what I mean? It's all like interlinked.
And
Like I say,
it's all a piece of the same. It's all a piece of the same puzzle.
Yeah,
Just because you go left when you thought you should go right,
yeah,
it doesn't necessarily mean. It doesn't necessarily mean that you. It doesn't necessarily mean that that's not you're not sticking with your calling. And a lot of people, I think, make that mistake. You know that I'm getting away from my calling by taking this direction, but not necessarily, because it was like this year I was just going to keep. I was going to keep recording in my studio like I've been the last few years, but there's this year I'm more pushed to make live performance videos down here in addition to recording original material. And then I'm collaborating with you now as we, time permitting, and I'm being pushed a little more to try and get out to the scene and do some more shows and stuff, so there were some unintended things that have came in, but I'm being guided to do. But none of them are bad things. They're not taking away from the calling. They're adding to it. So
yeah, I got that. Yeah. Right. I think even though we've probably got loads more to talk about, I think we better wrap it up because we've been talking in 2 hours. So I think we better wrap it up.
Yeah, it went on. It went on a little longer than we either one of us thought, but yeah,
I've enjoyed
but
it.
yeah, it's been a great interview. It's been great talking to you again, and hopefully this is kind of like starts you in the direction of doing interviews more as you get time to do them, of course.
I'm just going to just go with the flow because this sort of worked out because you finished work early this week, and the same with the last interview I did with Rush Ways. I was trying to sort of interview with him around Christmas time. It just nothing worked out. We couldn't sort out when we could do it, and as you know, me and you have been trying to sort an interview for like 6 months, but because you work and my hours, we just couldn't do it. And it was Rush Ways contacted me and said, "Oh, I'm ready now to do it. Can you do it? Such and such." Sorted out my partner. She took my son out so I could talk to him back then. And that's when I did that interview. And this interview was you contacted me, and go from there.
Kind of the same thing.
I'm thinking of this trans medium tomorrow. I might have, if I can get to speak to her, I might actually ask her if I can interview her because I think that would be quite a story. I think that would.
I would like to see that. Yeah, absolutely. If she agrees to interview with you.
Yeah, I'll speak to her tomorrow maybe, and if it feels right to, I will. Maybe I will. See what happens.
Yeah, if she agrees to interview with you, absolutely. Hit me up. Let me know when you're doing it. Now, I'll tune in.
Okay.
And then maybe I'll try to if I happen to be sleeping at the same time as you or something, I'll try to get into your dreams. Say, "Hey, John, you're dreaming. You can control this."
Yeah.
If I can do it.
The thing is, you can project it anyway. You can project in your dream even if I'm awake, because I sometimes get messages from the spirit realm which I know were sent to me days before I actually opened to get them. If you know what I mean.
Okay. Yeah, time is.
Yeah, it's like one of my best mates passed away. The moment I heard it, he was trying to communicate with me. It took me 2 days before I opened up to the fact that he was trying to communicate with me, and he did. and showed me that he was
Oh,
what was going on and he was all right and what have you. And but it was 2 days, so I'm quite convinced if you're trying to project um, like into my dream or something, I mean into your dream or whatever, that maybe say like I go to sleep in 2 hours time when you're going to be wide awake, I might try and project it then, but it could be there in the astral realm, and then eventually come to you when you're sleeping if it works. Doesn't mean that I'm doing it at the same
yeah.
time, because the astral realm is a different time zone to us anyway. It's different, totally
Yeah,
different.
because we're thinking here like in terms of time on the
Yeah,
physical plane, but in the astral plane, there's no time.
yeah,
Everything's the same eternal present. So it might not really matter if we're
yeah.
sleeping at the
Might
same
try it.
time.
Yeah,
We
it'd be
might be
interesting. Very interesting,
that
actually.
that maybe we can maybe in the astral form or the spirit world we can bridge that gap.
Yeah,
There's no
maybe.
gap between us.
Yeah, and yeah, I think we should maybe in a few months try and organise a part two, because I think there was loads I wanted to speak to you tonight about, which I haven't even got to as well. So I think
Oh
it's good.
yeah,
It's good
same here.
anyway. It's good anyway to have others, because like with your mother, there was meant to be a part three, and funny thing was, she was ill when we were going to interview at the end of January, and we were trying to organise it, and different things popped up. She wasn't well, and different things popped up. And then we are going to try and organise it for the week after, and that was the week after my son was home, and he's been home ever since. So that was funny how things work out, isn't it? You know. But
It's just got to be happen when the
yeah,
time's right for it, and it will.
yeah, of course,
So
yeah,
yeah, there was a lot more I want to talk to you about too. So
yeah,
so we could easily do a whole nother interview that's
yeah,
probably 2 hours long, like this one.
yeah. It'd
Hell,
probably be
this could even be part one and two, just this interview
yeah.
in and of itself, as long as it wound
I
up
did
going on.
I did think about splitting it into two, but when I've done that in the past, you get people watch the first part and they don't tend to look at the second part. I don't know why that is. It just not so much interviews, more game videos. Game videos. I've done them in two parts. First part, a load of views. Second part, oh, we've seen it now. We don't want to, And so I don't know. I'll see now when I edit it how long it is after edits, and maybe I'll have to put it into two parts. Maybe I'll have to. Yeah, I'll see what happens. I'll let you know anyway. But it may take because I got a busy day tomorrow, because I'm going to that thing to see that medium tomorrow, as I said to you, and I'm gonna going out for like a birthday meal tomorrow night as well with my partner. So I won't have much time tomorrow to edit
Oh
it.
yeah.
But maybe Sunday or Monday,
Oh,
I
that's
could probably
fine.
get on it. So
Okay.
so
Well,
anyway,
happy birthday too, man.
oh yeah, it was yesterday. Yeah, so no, thank you anyway. Yeah. Anyway, I'll wrap this up.
Yeah, and then of course I'll talk to Roger too, and then
Yeah,
we can try to get together maybe and do that
yeah,
interview where we sit down and talk about each other's musical journeys, and we'll wait till we have at
yeah,
least one
yeah.
song
I think it'd
between
be
us
better.
complete or something.
Yeah, I think so.
So
Yeah, I think it'd be better, because it would show
yeah,
um,
absolutely.
if we did it like now, and we got nothing finished, it would still be like we'd have to do another one then, so when you had finished material, and it wouldn't quite have the same effect. I think if you got something at the end of it, it would be like this is this is this, and maybe I'll even have something recorded myself by then. Anyway, I don't know. I'll see what happens. See how it works
Yeah.
out. So
Okay. Yeah. We'll keep each other updated on that, and then I'll try the lucid dreaming
yeah, I
thing
work
with
for
you.
that. Yeah.
You could try it.
I go to
You can
bed
try it with me
an
too
hour
if
and
you
I'll forget
want.
all about it. I'll be sleeping. I forget all about it. And I wake up in the morning. Oh, damn, I forgot about that. So,
And
yeah, there we are.
then we'll start thinking of stuff to talk about for part two of
Yeah.
this.
Yeah, because I haven't said. We actually, Austin messaged me yesterday about today. And we hadn't planned anything what we're probably going to talk about. It was we talk about some of the stuff about your video you did with your mum. We have talked about some of that, but we've had nothing properly set up. I had no questions written down here. This is just 2 hours. It's just gone from us just talking, and it's just gone from there.
Yeah,
So it's
yeah,
like so it's been pretty good. Because usually after about 50 minutes to an hour, I'm usually talking. Suddenly I get to a like dead stop, and it's like, oh, I think I better end it now because I've nothing else to say. It's like the spirit realm saying, you've done it now, stop it now. But today, it's like I could go on for bloody ever today. It's just crazy.
Oh God, this is
really,
damn near 2 interviews in and of itself. But
yeah, I may have to say,
but it's turned out way better.
Yeah,
It's turned out way better than I thought, given how unprepared I kind of was coming in. I was like, oh my God.
Well, I haven't done
Am I going to get through this?
2 months, is it, since I did the Russia Waves one? I think it was last time I did one.
Yeah.
So there we go. Right, I shall end this now then. And it's been a pleasure, and we look forward to what may be part 2 for us, but maybe part 3 for the people watching. I don't know where it's going to be the time we edit it all in the future. So cheers, Austin, and we'll speak soon. I'll message you when this is up.
Great talking to you, man.
Okay, I enjoyed it. Cheers, bud.